Hey everyone, welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. I'm your host, Mikan.
And I'm your host, Ichigo. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back, guys. Join us this week as we discuss our personal anime alternate endings. Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Thanks for joining us again this week. So this week we have a bit of an interesting little topic, I guess you could say, and we're gonna sort of talk about anime's endings that we felt should have happened, or like our personal anime alternate endings.
Yes, we touched base a little bit on this when we were discussing Naruto. I think, like, what was it, probably
Mhm.
2 weeks back in
I
that
think was
episode.
it 2 weeks back?
I think so.
I guess what yeah, it
Um,
was, must've been.
about 2 weeks back, where we felt like Naruto should have been an anti hero slash. No, that's the best way to
Yeah.
describe it, like an anti hero, because all the people that was bullying him, he really should have
Mhm.
become an
Like,
anti hero.
truly, he should have been like Gaara, but maybe darker, or
Yeah,
just done his own thing, because honestly, I would've understood him
right.
going to the dark side, because them village people, they
They were disrespectful.
they were
And the more he
mean.
found out about his past and, like, his parents and stuff, oh, yeah, that's even more grounds for, "Nah, y'all gotta go. Y'all gots
Also,
to go."
to me, it's just the funniest, like, now when I think about it or watch it, I need to have, like, a full viewing again, like, from the start to finish, um, to see it again. I do think, and I know a lot of people agree with this, it should have ended with, like, the whole pain arc, but it kind of just went into the war, and that war was, like, 2 years long, and I mean, like, in real time.
Yeah.
It was, like, 2 years long or something. I remember it was, like, crazy long, and it could have ended a bit little bit earlier, but I do agree. I think it would have been really cool to see sort of like a different version. But I
Yeah.
guess in the story overall, for the dark side, they have Sasuke, so I w I'm interested to see
Yeah, but
how would the characters play out? Like, who would be what in a and if Naruto became an anti-hero?
I mean, I think everybody's role should stay the same. It's just Naruto would have a deep-rooted hatred towards the Leaf Village to the point where that's his main goal
I
is.
mean, isn't that Sasuke?
I mean, yeah, but Sasuke doesn't wanna become Hokage. Like, keep the fact that Naruto wants to be Hokage, but then when he becomes Hokage, now he's on a plot for revenge. But
But
but even I would say if we kept it that way, I feel like Sasuke should find out about Naruto's plans and end up joining him, like, later on down the line. Sakura, I feel like we should keep her role the same, like, she's oblivious. I want her to be
Mhm.
oblivious to everything, still fall in love with Sasuke, but I want, and this gonna sound mean, I don't care. I kinda want them to betray her and then take her
Okay.
out.
So in a sense, I mean, in many ways, like that means Naruto probably would have left with Sasuke, when he did.
No. So at the time that Sasuke leaves, Naruto still hasn't technically found out fully about his past, right? Like with his parents, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
still want Sasuke to leave the village. And in that time frame that Sasuke leaves before he comes back is when we find out a little bit more about Naruto's backstory. Naruto finds out more about his
W-
backstory.
Wait,
He's still start
when is Naruto going to the dark side in your mind? Like,
while Sasuke is out of the village.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, because that's the only way for it to make sense, is Sasuke has to leave, right? And Naruto starts learning more and more about his backstory. Like, in the beginning, he's just, like, resenting the people who are bullying him. Like,
Mhm.
he's not really thinking of, like, "Oh, I wanna get revenge on him," but, like, he still wants to become Hokage, but he's thinking in terms of like, well, I want to become Hokage so that everybody will respect me. But then he starts to find out more about his past, his parents, and the nine-tailed fox that was sealed inside of him, all while Sasuke is out of the village. And then
Okay,
he
interesting.
decides to be like, "Oh shoot, they sealed the nine-tailed fox in me. People are afraid of me only because of the nine-tailed fox, but they don't know that I'm related to the last Hokage or this Hokage. So you know what? I'm getting revenge on everybody. I'm gonna become Hokage, and everybody's gotta go. Like everybody that mistreated me gotta go." But then when Sasuke
Oh,
returns to the village, and they have that epic fight, right, between the two of them.
oh, when he leaves? Yeah.
Yeah, no, when he comes, yeah, when he leaves. So when
When
they
he
have that
yeah.
epic fight is when Naruto kind of pulls Sasuke over to the side. It's like, look, this is what I'm actually fighting for. He fills him in just a little bit, not much, just a little bit. It was like, look, you either gonna rock with me, or I'm still gonna have to defeat you. And
Mhm.
Sasuke decides to rock with him.
When he leaves?
No,
Or
when
he
he's
he's
like,
just changing?
yeah, like when like right before Sasuke comes back. So Sasuke has already left the village. He's done his little thing, and this is when
Okay,
he
so you're
comes
cha
back to the village.
okay, but he doesn't quite come back. Wait, okay, in your story, he comes
In
back,
my
and
story,
then and
the
then they
only
fight?
reason he's coming back to the village is to help
Okay.
Naruto overthrow the village and
Okay,
become
okay, okay.
Hokage so that Naruto can seek out his revenge. But this is like,
Okay.
so some time has passed between Sasuke leaving the village and returning to the village.
Mhm.
And before Sasuke returns, makes the decision to return to the village, he and Naruto fight. And Naruto
Okay.
fills him in. And that's the reason that Sasuke comes back to the village.
Okay, so you're moving the fight to, like, a different time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Interesting. I'm like, if he was gonna be an anti-hero, I feel like he's already from the get-go, before he learns about everything. I think either he's already been recruited to another side from pretty early on, and he's just even more resentful, even more like, trying to climb up the ladder. Either that, like, he's already kind of an anti-hero, or he leaves with Sasuke or links up with Sasuke in my head.
Okay.
Um, because they would technically kinda be on the same side because Sasuke left because, well, he wanted power and everything,
Right.
but also a little bit of revenge, and he was disillusioned by, Konoha. So
Right.
I do think he would totally be down for a revenge plot against them. I'm
I mean, either
interested.
way it goes, my number one thing is I think Naruto and Sasuke should team up to take over the Leaf Village.
Mm,
Sakura still needs to be oblivious about everything. Like, she's still trying to rock with Sasuke. Like, I don't necessarily want Sakura to change a whole lot.
okay, yeah. I mean, she wouldn't technically because she still kind of liked him even when he went to the dark side, like
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
oh
But I
oh.
still kind of want Hinata and Naruto to get together.
See, I could see Hinata being a little dark side, you
Yeah,
know?
like ride or
Just
die.
change
Like
a
she a
few
ride or die for
mhm.
real.
Like, I could imagine her characters being totally psychotic and being like, "Mm, yeah, let's kill everybody."
I think is more of like, "I'll do whatever you want me to do, Naruto," kinda thing.
Yeah, yeah, basically, because
Yeah.
she was so down bad for him, and
Right.
I could
Right.
totally see that. I think that'd be
See,
pretty interesting. Little
I
dark
think that would
side
make Naruto a
Naruto.
little bit, I mean, yes, it would make it dark, but
I
I
mean,
kinda
it would
wanna see
change
a
the whole
dark
entire story
Naruto.
point, but
It would, but that would be interesting. Like,
yeah.
think about really think about, like, some of the top heroes having an anti-hero approach to their
Mhm.
stories.
Yeah. I mean, I also think, like, Naruto went a little bit too long. Like, if we're not gonna change the story, I do think it should have ended with the pain arc. It just went on a little too long. Even I feel like the mangaka was just I think he even said in an interview, like, he was ready to let it go, but he had to kinda finish it up,
Yeah.
and you could kinda tell in the writing.
When you
I
try to
really
let
do feel
it
like
go and it just keep going.
mhm. Like, I do think it was like, Kishimoto was just done with the story, which is great, which is fine, but he kinda, like, needed to I don't know, that war just really kinda threw me off a lot, but, I mean, it is what it is. I do think also
Yeah.
I don't think you've seen Bleach, but Bleach, I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says, I do think with the Aizen fight, that should have been the end because that fight was beautiful. I think the fight should have been a little bit more extended and then a little bit more intense. I mean, it was intense, but I I do like A Thousand Year Blood War, like, I think I really like it, but I feel like they should have squeezed that in somewhere else and then did the final fight with, like, the whole shebang with what happened with Aizen, but
So
it
you
wouldn't
think
have been able to
Aizen
play
should have
out.
been like the ultimate game over, like story over
Well,
and villain?
the thing is, it's kinda hard because Thousand Year Blood War, like, they wouldn't be able to really put it in before the whole Soul Society arc and Aizen fight,
Right.
but that fight, like, that arc, like, it was just so good, and it just should have ended on that note, and I think a lot of people agree, like, that was just such a pinnacle part about of Bleach that it was hard to come back after that, especially because they had, like, it was almost like a filler arc,
Mm.
between, and it just kind of messed the flow up, but it's still a really great masterpiece.
So then if that's the case, I wonder if y'all yeah, remember I haven't finished Bleach. This was off the top of my head, but I wonder if somehow while Ichigo and Aizen are fighting, somehow Aizen gets away, and while they're on the search for Aizen, then the Thousand-Year Blood War starts. They
Mm.
somehow find Aizen through that arc, and then it ends with that ultimate fight.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the characters and stuff, the story would have to be really changed up because a lot of
Mm,
the things that go down, like the characters that are brought into it just wouldn't pan out well. Like, yeah, a lot of plot points would have to change, but I think it was just that that arc was so good and so pinnacle. It was like the whole story was setting up for this moment, and then
yeah.
finally it went down, and then you have to kinda add like an extra part at the end, which is like, "Huh?" Because the Thousand Year Blood War, like, it's very much like an added arc versus, like, the Aizen, like, that whole war was the whole story was leading up to that point. So, it's yeah, it's a little it would have been beautiful to end there, and
Mm,
I do think, like, a lot of Bleach fans feel the same way, although they do, of course, love the final arc, but yeah. Are there any
mm.
stories, like, you feel like should have ended earlier or at a certain point, or, like, you would have just changed the ending?
Um,
Like for shoujos and stuff?
there's there's a few I think I would change the ending, like, romance-wise, but that's just based off my personal preference.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. The first thing that pops in my head was Yoda of the Dawn, and I know Yoda of the Dawn has not technically finished
Yeah.
anime-wise, but for the end of the anime, what I would have wanted to see, quite honestly, is Yona attack Suo,
Okay.
either with a knife or something, just, like, stab him a couple of times. Like, don't kill him, but I wanted to see her get in a couple of licks for what happened to
Mm.
her. Just
Mhm.
saying. And then let's say Suon goes back, he recovers, and now he is on a search for her.
Mhm.
Personally, like I think that that would have been nice.
Mm. Okay, okay. Actually, there is one that I wanna talk about that
Okay.
I know you're gonna disagree with, but
Uh-oh.
I've got the internet backing me here, okay? Full Metal Alchemist, the original. The way people were so mad
At the ending?
with a lot of, like, the ending, I still remember to this day, people were so salty about that anime. and I still think it's funny to this day how
No,
people bash
no.
it.
Okay, look, 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 okay, because Full Metal Alchemist, the original, is one of my personal top tier. Okay, don't come for me, y'all. It is one of my personal top tier animes, and I absolutely loved the ending. Now, rewatching it and me thinking about the end or me remembering the end of that anime,
You
it
know.
felt rushed, I will admit that. It
Mhm,
felt rushed, but it was still good, okay? Look, I wouldn't change it. I would slow it down a little bit, but it was already 50 something episodes. Like, I would have wrapped it up around when Roy Mustang and Envy were fighting, like,
mhm,
close to that. I felt like they dragged it out just a little bit too long, personally.
mhm,
But I felt like it was necessary because you kinda see what happens to the other 7 deadly sins.
mhm.
I will say, I felt like Envy's backstory linking to Hohenheim and Edward Elric was a stretch.
Mm,
Because I know in Brotherhood they didn't do that, but in the original anime,
mhm.
I don't know if you remember, technically Envy was the unborn child of
Yeah, of
Hohenheim and his first
his
wife.
mhm,
And so which makes Envy Edward and Alphonse's half sibling.
mhm.
So technically Envy, I felt like that was a little bit of a stretch. I will say that. Did I enjoy it? Absolutely. Did I think it was a stretch? Yes. Would I change it? Probably not.
I think it was really interesting because Brotherhood was one of the first major, it's, like, considered to be one of the first remakes of, like, a really popular anime series, um, coming that quickly, like, because it was only a few years after, um,
Yeah, original
so
story was
I know it's 2003.
2003 and then Brotherhood was like 2005, 2007. I think 2007. I think that's
I
also
think
another
I think it
reason
was
why I was like,
2008. Yeah, 2008, like,
was it 2008? I think that's also
production
another reason
began.
why I was like, it ain't even been 10 years yet. What are y'all doing?
Well
I think my feelings was just hurt.
well, because people were getting heated, like, they got mad
I mean,
at the
I didn't get
ending.
mad. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I don't think it was that like, when I watched it, I didn't think it was that bad. I just once I watched, like, Brotherhood, I was like, "Oh, I understand, like, it was inferior to the original ending, like, the original manga ending." Because 'cause I'm pretty sure everyone knows, but for those of you who don't, like, Brotherhood is actually, the faithfully adapted version of the manga. So, when after I saw it, like, I remember when I watched Full Metal Alchemist the first time, I didn't think it was that I didn't think it was bad, I thought it was pretty good, you know? I just
Yeah.
have to say, once I saw Brotherhood, I was like, "Oh, okay, I get what everyone's saying." I wouldn't hate on Full Metal, I just do understand why people think Brotherhood is superior, and still to this day, like, one of the most beloved animes of all time. But yeah, people were hating on it, and I still remember, like, it was pretty messy, like, it was messy.
Uh, y'all was hating on. Wasn't no hate from anybody that I knew. I don't even think, well, I think probably until Brotherhood came out, there was probably hate. But I avidly avoided watching Brotherhood for a while.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't watch Brotherhood until probably around the end of 2013 to
Yeah,
2014. It had been that long.
yeah.
Like, I was like, nope, I'm not watching this. Not, not when, the original is still in my head. Even like like one of my favorite anime movies is Conqueror of Shambhala, Full Metal Alchemist.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
love that movie. Would I change anything for Full Metal Alchemist original? Probably not. I don't think I would have stretched it out as long. Oh, actually, no. I will say this. I would change one thing. In the
Mhm.
end, somehow, um, the I can't remember her name at all, but the lady that Hohenheim was married to the first time. So this is also the woman
I think
who was,
Dante? Dante?
yeah, Dante. So Dante, who was married to Hohenheim, was also jumping bodies, right? She got Rose from like the very beginning episodes, and she brought her back, and I was confused. I would probably not use. Rose as, like, a catalyst
Mhm.
for Edward. If anything, I felt like she shoulda used Winry because that's
Mm,
personal for
yeah.
Edward. Rose, like, yeah, they became friends, but that's about it.
Mhm.
Winry is supposedly his lover, so
Yeah.
that would've been personal, personal. Like, if Dante was going, jump into somebody's new body, it should have been Winry.
Yeah.
It should have been Winry. Like, Winry shoulda
Mm.
that would have been a really good ending
That would've been
to
a
the
more
original.
yeah.
Winry should have gotten kidnapped,
Okay.
and Dante should have tried to basically transfer her soul into Winry's body,
Mhm.
and Edward had to go save her.
Okay,
Thus, in
okay.
turn, in order to save Winry and pull her back out of the gate, he had to do what he did for the original ending. That would have been interesting.
Hmm. That's interesting. Will say in the Full Metal Alchemist, I did like the way the homunculus were like I like the way they were structured a bit better sometimes, like, especially toward the end.
Yeah. They all
I
had
thought it
their
was a
own
little
separate
cooler.
personalities, which I liked.
Mhm. I mean, they
I
do they're still kinda similar in Brotherhood, but I kinda like the way the ending of the original one.
The only homunculus who basically, like, if I remember correctly, "survived," quote, unquote, was Gluttony.
Mhm.
Everyone else was basically taken out.
Mhm.
I don't know. I personally think, like, Dante shoulda kidnapped Winry, make it a little bit more personal.
Mm.
Just a little
That
bit
I
more
agree.
personal. So oh, I did just think of an alternate ending for an anime. I don't even know if I wanna put this out there, but you know what? Let's go for it. Violet Evergarden.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so I have 2 alternate endings. Part of me feels like the Colonel should have died.
Oh my god, girl, I agree with you. I agree with you. That man should have been gone long ago.
I think and I hate to say that because I love their redemption relationship type thing, but I feel like had she found out he actually died, she would have been able to move on with her life
Mhm.
and hopefully find new love and just, go through the grieving process. So I feel like
This
he should have died.
I agree. This man was hiding from her for God knows how long.
Only
I
because he was embarrassed. That's the part. Like,
I
he was embarrassed
man
because he used her
up.
as a weapon, but your
Well,
brother basically bought her? Like, what are you talking about right now? She saved your life and
honestly,
she has been looking for you, and this is the other part that pissed me off.
exactly.
He had her letters.
A girl. And you know what? It's like I feel like even in the end, she's the one who found him, right?
Exactly.
And my thing is this entire time, if you wanted to repent, you felt bad, but you didn't take any responsibility for it. You literally
Nope.
ran away.
Yep.
And
Changed
that's
his
what
name and
oh,
everything.
you ran away. And I'm like, "No, he didn't repent for anything. He literally just ran." And this poor girl had to figure out all this stuff by herself? Nah, that made me
Little
mad.
punk. Nah, bro, he should have died. He should have died. Or had she found him,
Mhm.
he should have had no memory.
I
Like,
agree.
he's alive, but he doesn't remember anything.
That's the only possible way I would have accepted them together. I remember I was mad. I remember I was stabbing you and I was so mad. I was so mad. I honestly though, I wish she would have been like, "Thank you for everything you've done."
Yeah.
And but I've grown now and I've outgrown you. So peace out. Maybe in a like cuz she's not that mean. She in a nicer way though.
No.
But it's like I've already outgrown you. Like I've already done all my healing and whatnot while you ran away and basically left me all by myself to face the world. That would have been a
I'm
way
my
better
own
ending.
person now, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep pushing forward. If they had gone with a no memory route, I
Yeah.
think she still could have apologized to him, or not apologized, but, like, said
Well,
what she had to say about how she was feeling about him, and then they can possibly move into, like, getting to know each other, but I don't want his memory to come back.
Honestly, I feel like because the reason why I felt like the ending when she ended up with him, although, like, of course, it was beautiful and, sad, but the thing was, it felt like she completely regressed, like, as a woman. I'm like, "You came all this way, learned about all these people, and basically let this man who didn't do any repenting or any took any responsibility and was just like, 'Yeah, I love you.'" I'm like, "No!
He
What
repented
did
a
he
little bit, but it
do?"
wasn't enough.
He did not take any responsibility, though. He literally left her.
He did leave her.
He
That was the
ran
sad
away
part.
from all his responsibilities, like,
Also, the other
mm-mm.
thing is, had like the brother didn't even know. Nobody in his family knew he was alive. They all
Yeah,
thought
because he
he
ran
died.
away. Because he's a little coward.
Like, if
He
that was
ran
my
away.
brother and I found out that he was alive and had been actively hiding, bro, I'm
I
coming
would've
and
taken
I'm
Violet so far away, I would've been like, "You do not deserve her. Peace out. Go hide under another rock."
no, that's pretty much the only thing that I can think of is that he should have
Yeah,
either
that
died
made me
or
mad.
girl. I knew he was gonna be mad at that part. I was waiting
Ooh,
for it. I was waiting for
the
it.
disrespect, man. And this girl came such a long way,
She did.
only for her to fall back into the clutches of the same man.
And he tried to gaslight her at first. That's the thing. He was like,
Oh my
"You don't love me." It's
god.
like, "Bro, really?"
Oh my god. Nah, if I was related to him in any way, any capacity, I'd be like, "No, I'm gonna kill you myself, and then she's gonna have to move on because no,
I kinda
no
wanted her to
stinking
move on with
way."
the brother, if anything, but he's, like, so
Honestly,
much older
yeah.
than her, but
She should just been an independent woman. Like,
yeah, that's
she
true
did she
too.
mastered it so well. She mastered it so well.
Happy by herself.
The thing is, I wish he would have gone and found her. You know what I mean?
Ah,
That would
yeah,
have
that
made
would've been
the
good too.
world of a difference.
Yeah,
Or, like, I would even give him the benefit, like, if he was like, "I finally decided to take responsibility and come find you and make up for all my wrongs, and,
right,
I'm not gonna hide anymore."
right.
But the fact that she had to find him, bro!
Yep,
Oh my gosh.
that's the
Honestly,
sad
because if
part.
she never did, he would have literally probably never gone to find her, and she would have thought,
They would have lived their separate lives,
"Oh."
and he would have been thinking about her every single day.
Mhm, and she would have been thinking, I don't know, like, you know what? He should be thinking about her every single day. But the poor girl would have never known, you know? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that just makes me mad. That just makes me so mad. Who wrote this? Oh, I also kind of hoped, I thought it would be funny. I know a lot of people hate endings like this, but for Death Note, I kind of wanted it to be like Light wakes up in a psychiatric ward and is like dreamed the whole thing, and he has his notebook and all like the people in like in his story are like just his other patients in the psych ward.
That reminds me of Alice in Borderland.
I've never seen it. Oh my god, is
You've
it
never seen
good?
Alice in Borderland?
No, it's on
Are
my
you
list
kidding
though.
me?
Nope, I've never seen it.
So I've seen Alice in Borderland and you haven't?
Well, I usually don't watch like J dramas.
No, but what world are we in right now? I think that would be right up your alley. There's a
I
whole
know, but
what you just
I've seen.
described is literally a whole scene in Alice in Borderland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that is actually that would
I
be
know people
hilarious.
hate it because it would have pissed everyone off, but
Yeah, because he didn't
I think that'd
die.
be so funny. Yeah, or like, I think it would just be funny, this psychotic person just writing in his notebook like, thinking
I
he's
killed this
killing
person,
people.
and I killed this person.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
okay,
literally. I think that would have been a messed up but funny ending.
that would have been a pure, like, middle finger to anime fans everywhere.
Honestly, everyone
Be
would have
like
raged about that one. They would have been so mad. I can see it already. They would've been
People
like,
would have dubbed it the worst anime in history.
truly, truly they would've, but I would think it was so hilarious. I know people would've hated that, but
That would be good, though. That would be so good.
I feel like I would be rage like, if I wrote that, I would just be it was like rage bait, like, just be like, "What the what is this? How could you end like this?" Sucks to suck.
That's perfect. That's a perfect ending. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Oh,
Ugh.
I know you're gonna agree with this one. Like, this is not like an alternate ending, but Promise Neverland should have ended at season 1.
Should have ended at season 1.
Yeah.
Should have ended at season 1.
It left
Matter
a
of
lot
fact,
of
in my book,
questions,
season 2
but
don't even exist.
you're like, I've just forgotten all about that. I've blocked it
Yep.
from my memory.
I started it. I didn't even finish it. That's how bad it was.
Oof.
Should have just ended with season 1. They escaped. The end.
Mhm.
We don't need to
Yeah.
know what happens. We just know that
Nope.
they escaped.
Yeah.
That's all.
I agree. I agree. I think that would have been a good ending of like,
Yep.
"Oh, well, there's a lot of questions still unanswered, but it's okay." Like, it's just a good one-off type of thing.
Right. It's like, no, that was good. Man, that was a good show. That's it. That's all we needed.
Mhm. I do agree.
That's all we
Sometimes,
needed.
keeping the mystery is good, keeping the mystery of leaving
Yeah.
unanswered questions, because sometimes when they are answered, it just makes it really bad.
Well, that and it kind of leaves it up to the audience to imagine what happens to them after they leave,
Mhm.
which is more fun.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Same with Sword Art Online. I do think that that should have ended, I think, with the first in my opinion, even the first season, I was like, "That's good. This is good enough."
I think it
They
should have
got out of the
ended with a
game.
second season. Once you get into like the Gun Gale and Alice, I can never pronounce that right, but whatever was the last one,
Yeah.
and in between that, nah, it's all repetitive.
I think, honestly, once they got out of the first game and they survived, I was like, this is good."
Yeah, just it would have been good after that.
Yeah.
Because at this point now they just playing different games and getting trapped in the games. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you have well, on the opposite spectrum, I do you have are there any endings that have stuck with you or you think was done, like, absolutely perfectly, and you wouldn't change a thing about it at all?
um, that's a good question. Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, if I say, what was your favorite ending? Like, what's the first one that comes to mind for you?
Full Metal Alchemist original.
Okay. We'll let you have that
And
one.
Sailor Moon. And
And Sailor
Sailor
Moon. Okay,
Moon, yeah.
okay. Okay. Okay, we're gonna let you have that one.
Yay.
Actually, for me, like, one ending I will never forget and to this day will always be my favorite ending is, like, Code Geass.
Ah, yeah.
I I like that ending. I thought the martyr aspect was good, but also left a little question mark, "Is he alive? Is he dead?" And then they had to continue with the story, and I'm like, "Nah, don't do that." That story ended with that season for me. But, no, I think that was my probably my favorite ending of all time. I think that was, like, the first anime where I was literally crying and weeping.
Oh.
I was like, "Oh my god, this is so beautiful." It's like you had to be there to, like, experience it, you know?
Right, right. Man.
Man, but so many good endings, so many bad endings too, you know?
Yeah,
There was quite a few endings that I'm like, "Ooh, coulda, shoulda, woulda ended earlier or maybe a little bit different,"
right.
and as well as, like, different plot points, you know?
Yes.
All
Yes.
very interesting.
I would agree with
But
that.
I'm really curious to know, like, for other people, are there animes that you felt like should have ended way earlier? Um, Also, like, if in an ideal world, if you made an ending to an anime, like, what would you change it? Like, for instance, like, how we kinda changed the entire story of Naruto, like not the entire story, but, making him a bit of an anti-hero. Let us know because I feel like some people would have some really creative answers.
Yes. Yes, definitely let us know.
Let us know in the comments. Also, just another PSA for all of you guys. Starting in June, we will be doing bi-weekly episodes.
Yes.
We will still be around, but yes, we will be around a little less, but we will have an episode out on the first Friday, June
Yes.
6th. And then from then we will do every other week.
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah.
But if you
We're
guys miss
giving you
us,
guys the best
a little
version of
heads up.
us. And so we want to make sure that the best version of us, you guys get the best episodes that'll give us time to watch even more things and give you guys a even better
More intense
in-depth
reviews.
review. Yeah. So starting in June, we will be doing bi-weekly. And then if you guys want to hear more from us, just let us know and we'll go back to weekly.
Mhm. And as always, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Sekai Podcast. And for now, we will see you guys next week.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Catch you next week.